I don't totally understand what's happening with Bluefolf, but it seems pretty crazy. This account called Fur Sodas tweeted out, which reads, a developing LGBTQ plus company ready to make custom soda just for you. They're making gay furry soda. They posted, this explains a little why things have been extremely quiet on our end, as well as why things have been periodically delayed. Such as based on having to pay a debt that Bluefolf left me in with this company and real life events that have kept Fur Sodas continuously delayed. So what's going on here? We've got this document. Got some allegations being made against Bluefolf. You guys may remember, Bluefolf was a person who, according to some chatters, they in a dinner plate, which is very interesting. They got in some drama with Ruben Sim recently. And another thing they did was they got in drama with an account called Valid Els, which is basically an anti-trans account. And they were saying they were going to sue Valid Els, which never happened. I think they refunded everybody from their fundraiser, but yeah, it was pretty dumb. Here's what they said. I think I just want to shed some light on the happenings of my life. I've been MIA from friends, family, and just everyone all around. I've kept working and trying to keep up with everything, but otherwise, I've just been emotionally and socially MIA for a good little while, and I felt folks had the right to know what was going on. It all started back in 2022. I was doing really good and had a good direction for me and my family. It all sort of went downhill. September 2022, I bought a car from a used car dealership. I had to sell my car and everything we owned back in 2020 when we moved from Texas to Georgia. A couple of years later, I finally had a bit of my savings and was able to put a down payment on my car. Over the next 9 months, the car was constantly in the shop. I'm talking like every month it was there for the majority of the time. I got to drive it around for a total of 3 months. It was basically constantly shelling out money for repairs, diagnostics, deductibles, etc. because the dealership lied about getting the problems fixed over and over. Around June 2023, I finally had enough because they replaced the entire transmission with a defective transmission. Then they refused to fix it any further. They gave me the option of volunteer repossession, keeping the unusable car and still making payments, or returning it and transferring my down payment to another vehicle and restarting a contract. I ended up getting a lawyer and fighting the issue. So since June 2023 up until now, I've been struggling to meet bills and pay this lawyer. The intention is to get every bit of it in court, but it's still been a struggle. The hearing's on May 10th, and that's going to decide everything. Jumping back a bit, around the very end of July, my lawyer advised me to get a new car if I was going to need one. Where is the blue? Okay, here's the Bluefolf stuff. Around December of 2022, I started working with Bluefolf about a company we were trying to start up. I had originally planned to do this on my own, but we both had the idea and agreed to work on it together. I planned for this venture to start up officially with a 3-year business that included the path to getting a physical location. Unfortunately, Blue started advertising, doing raffles, bringing in team members and a task force to spearhead the project way ahead of its reasonable projected start date. There was no way to keep up. Due to all of it being extremely public, I had to try and keep up with everything. For the entire 9 months or so that Blue and I worked together, I was stuck doing every single thing regarding the business and paying Blue's portion of the expenses because she wasn't able to. It's notable to explain she was going to many cons during that time, leaving me to pay her side of things until eventually in September 2023, I told her she was being ousted from the company. Why is she going to all these cons if she's not able to pay these people? Why is she spending all this money on this? Going to cons and traveling all the time is pretty expensive, no? It left me an $8K in debt from having to charge her expenses on a business card for almost a year. Around September 2023, I started to receive a lot of targeted harassment. I was working on Fur Sodas and was primarily handling all the business things on my own. And for the most part, she was completely uninvolved in the company. September 2023, she got into a bunch of trouble. She was the target of a massive anti-trans campaign. And because she associated herself with Fur Sodas, I was thrown into the mix. They targeted me, my family, my job, my clients, everything. I had people creating false police reports against me and making fake emails to make it look like I was going to harm people. They had my face and address, posted about it in multiple locations. My phone number was leaked. Everything was really at a bad time. My grandmother started having heart complications, more concerning than she'd previously been having. Her meds were costing well over $1,200 a month, even though she was on Medicaid. We couldn't afford it, and she asked to be switched to another, which started decreasing her heart capacity. So all this is going on. And basically Blue owes them a lot of money, right, for this business, according to this person anyway. The Fur Sodas account says this explains why things have been quiet on our end. And Bluefolf did respond saying, I'm working on getting the money together. I wouldn't back down on my promises like that, especially for a friend like Crossy. It's on me. I'm sorry for taking so long. I'm sorry things turned out the way it did with the company. Now, I don't know why they didn't just pay them behind the scenes and work this out behind the scenes. I don't know why it took a public call out to deal with it. That doesn't really make sense. If you're working in a business transaction, people shouldn't have to tweet at you to get it handled. You should just be handling it yourself behind the scenes. This person said, I'm disappointed. It shouldn't have come down to a call out for you to start taking any sort of action. It feels like you're trying to protect your image more than anything. Blue said, no, I take full responsibility for this. It's my fault. I effed up massively and it's not like me at all. I didn't mean for any of the things that happened to them. I just want to help Crossing now. I feel so terrible for them and they're in debt because of the company. Well, they're in debt because you refused to pay the company, basically. Well, the thing I don't understand is like Bluefolf has, a pretty big following, 123,000 followers. They've got like a brand seemingly. They should be able to make some money, right? You would think. They shouldn't be spending all their money on going to fur cons if they can't pay their business partner. That doesn't really make sense. This post shouldn't have had to be made. If you've got an audience this big, surely you can convert some of this 120,000 people into making some money so you can pay for it. Here they said, I sent Crossy the money I have in my bank. I'll be paying them at least $1,000 a month till their debt is paid off. Why do you only have $430 if you've got this like relatively big audience? How do you only have $400? And if you're going to cons, why are you spending money on going to conventions when you should be just paying this business, right? It doesn't really make sense. There's no good reason for that. I mean, especially $8,000 is quite a bit of money to be running around and not paying people for.